corrections officers from multiple state prisons taking part in an unsanctioned strike.
All right, they're protesting long hours and unsafe working conditions. Fox 5's Lisa Evers joins us now in studio with details. And Lisa, this is having a huge impact on operations, obviously, at these prisons.
Yes, it is, Steve and Natasha. There are no visits going on at some New York State prisons today. That's because hundreds of state corrections officers at more than 5 prisons have gone on a wildcat strike. They say state officials have ignored the repeated complaints about chronic understaffing and lax security regulations that put both officers and inmates in danger with no relief in sight. The Collins and Elmira correctional facilities in upstate New York were the first 2 prisons where corrections officers walked off the job and onto a picket line in the bitter cold. A key issue, mandatory 24-hour and 48-hour shifts and sometimes 72 hours without sleep or going home.
This is something that's been going on for a long period of time. It's getting worse and not better. The number of resignations has skyrocketed, and the amount of people that have retired has also skyrocketed.
We reached out to the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, also known as DOCS, and got this response. The job actions initiated by some rogue NYS-COPBA members at Collins and Elmira correctional facilities this morning are illegal and unlawful. We are committed to engaging the union in order to return staff to work and resume normal operations at the 2 facilities.
And as the own statistics show, that if you're working 24 hours, it's similar to a DWI as far as how the effect is on the body, and that you just cannot operate that. That's not safe for anyone. And whether it's voluntary overtime or mandated, the majority is mandated overtime, that's just not healthy.
Within hours, corrections officers from Bear Hill, Franklin, and upstate prisons joined the strike, which is not sanctioned by the government-affiliated union. The officers' safety concerns are supported by our own review of DOC statistics. We found that assaults on prison staff more than doubled in 5 years from 2019 to 2024. Assaults on inmates tripled in the same period. Current regulations allow the mandatory overtime if it's a crisis. And that's the problem, says former corrections lieutenant and union official Vinny Blasio.
You can't call it a staffing crisis when this situation has been going on for years. We're in the betterment of 3 years.
Now, the striking officers say they also need a review of security procedures for visitors and inmates to reduce the growing threat of fentanyl overdoses behind bars. The last time state corrections officers went on strike was in 1979. Steve and Natasha?
Yes, it's been a long time. Why is this happening now?
Well, last week, the state corrections commissioner sent out a mandate to all of the prisons saying that they needed to cut their already understaffed staffs by 30% by the end of this month. So they're really concerned that there's just nowhere to go with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Lisa, thank you.
Thanks so much, Lisa.